Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the eerie world of Chernobyl. Yes, that Chernobyl. It's a place steeped in history, tragedy, and a bunch of spine-chilling legends. We're here to chat about some of the monstrous myths that have sprung up around this infamous site. Grab a snack, settle in, and let's uncover the tales of Chernobyl monsters. All right, let's rewind a bit. The Chernobyl disaster happened in 1986 and was one of the worst nuclear accidents in history. Imagine living a normal life, and then, bam, a reactor explosion turns your whole world upside down. The nearby town of Pripyat was evacuated within hours, turning it into a ghost town almost overnight. This catastrophe had massive impacts on the environment and the health of those exposed to radiation. It's a real story of loss and resilience, setting the stage for the weird legends that followed. So, here's where things get interesting. After the disaster, amidst the chaos, urban legends started to sprout like wildflowers in spring. People were looking for answers, and some turned to tales of monsters to explain the unexplainable. The whole idea of mutated creatures lurking in the abandoned buildings just adds to the cultural vibe around Chernobyl. It's like our brains trying to make sense of something scary and unknown. Now, let's meet some of these legendary beasts, shall we? First up, we have the Chernobyl spider. People claim it's not just any spider, it's massive and has developed some seriously creepy abilities. Imagine an eight-legged freak lurking in the debris. Yikes! Then there are the red forest dogs. Picture this. Packs of wild dogs roaming the radioactive landscape, having their own wolf pack adventures. These dogs are said to be fierce and can be colorful, which makes them sound like they belong in a comic book. And we can't forget about the black bird. This is a mysterious creature said to symbolize doom and darkness over Chernobyl. Now let's pause for a minute and look at the science. While these monster tales are entertaining, actual mutations from radiation aren't quite Hollywood material. Scientists tell us that radiation does affect living organisms, but it does so in complicated ways. You might have heard stories about deformed animals, but it's a rarity. What's fascinating is that some wildlife, like birds and deer, are thriving in Chernobyl's exclusion zone. Who would have thought? Nature can bounce back in remarkable ways. Speaking of wildlife, let's talk about the actual animals you can find in Chernobyl today. Surprisingly, this once-dead zone is now home to many species, including wolves, foxes, and even rare birds. Researchers have been studying these animals, and it turns out they are adapting well. Chernobyl has also made its mark on popular culture. Movies, books, and games have taken inspiration from this eerie place and its creatures. Ever heard of Chernobyl Diaries or tried playing Stalker? These titles blend horror with reality, making the legends more accessible to fans. At the end of the day, these monster stories speak to our human fears and our fascination with the unknown. They allow us to process the trauma of a real disaster through creative storytelling. It's like turning tragedy into a narrative that can be shared and explored for generations to come. So, in wrapping things up, we've walked through the creepy tales of Chernobyl monsters, from urban legends to the actual wildlife thriving there today. What do you think? Are these stories more myth than reality? Or do they hold some truth? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, while Chernobyl's history is grim, it's also a testament to survival in unexpected ways. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.